Hello, Seema ma'am. I heartily welcome you on College Dunia's platform. So, ma'am, my first question is, what have been the major changes or trends in family-run businesses in India over the last 5 years?
Well, thank you, Niyati. Thank you for getting me over to College Dunya. So, family business has been a very interesting segment. I have been into the same for last 2 decades. If you put it in last couple of years, there has been a very big transformation seen in terms of technology, in terms of inheritance, in terms of acceptance of world-class practices, thinking beyond boundaries, and also leading to effective succession planning. So today when I see family run businesses, they are much prepared. The generation is ready to take over, is very well qualified, and is looking at change in a very positive way. We do the question again.
No. I'll switch to the next question.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, how has COVID-19 impacted the family-run businesses and the startup? What will be the consequences?
I would not say how has COVID impacted them, because COVID has actually impacted everyone. So let us not be very specific, but yes, there is more than an impact of fear, because all of us have been indoors for several months. Of course, business was standstill. It has affected small and medium scale businesses because they did not see anything happening, no transaction. So there is a very strong fear which is attached to it. I am very confident that many of them, a large number of students that I spoke, were very positive. So when they came back with a lot of innovation, new business models. So if I have to summarize, I think family run businesses have very positively used this time to reinvent, redesign, and relook at their models. It has given businesses a new dimension. They have introspected. It was time to think back, okay, and see what are the corrections which can be made. And I am very blessed. I have lots of students who came back positive with new business opportunities, with business redirection, and also redesigning their business models.
Correctly said, ma'am. So, what has been the role of Praveen Dalal School of Entrepreneurship and Family Business Management in the growth and development of the family-run businesses in India?
See, we have been into this business for last 2 decades. Okay, we started our program in the year 99, and it has been a passionate journey. Being the founder member today, we have an alumni of 4,500 plus. You have made a very interesting question, that what did you contribute? Actually, each one contributes in their own way. We have played a role of change agents. So what did we do? We became an integral part of the family, integral part of each family business, and we used our educative modules, understanding their challenges, their business dimensions, their transformation strategies, and we just played the role of facilitating that change. So over the years, when it came to setting up processes, when it came to setting up systems, when it came to setting up HR policies, when it came to when it came to introducing new technologies, when it came to redesigning business practices and models, it is my faculty team, subject experts, domain specialists who came and who handheld these students. So they were having their business knowledge, they knew their businesses well, they knew their their clients values. But what we did was, by becoming an important part of their family, we gave them direction, which is being seen. Our more than 48% of students have given us business expansions, diversifications, mergers, acquisitions. They have started businesses across borders. They have got some of the best and finest world-class practices, because in their component, there is one very important component which comes in fourth trimester, where we take them internationally. We expose them to the world's best family-run businesses, and we arrange a meeting with the senior strategy team players there. So when they sit and discuss the policies and practices being followed by them, some of them have been very good in articulating and bringing it back home. So a large number of students have shown us change in their processes, have shown us change in their diversifications, have reflected that in business expansions, and have been handling their business with much more with calculated risk and better maturity. So I think this is where we as an institution come in, because family-run businesses today stand where there is on one side family values and on the other side business needs. So how do you bring professional versus personal conflicts? How do you bring in professional versus personal values? How do you bring in change by using effective communication when your boss is your own father? How do you bring in change when the person who's executing is your own son? So how do we do it? We do not do it by challenging this. We inbuilt a lot of projects in every module that we teach them. So when a student studies 60 subjects over 2 years with us, each subject has a module where student sits with his father or the generation head and the executors and try to understand business in a deep-rooted, much more structured way. So where we see the change, in most of the times when you're not doing any academic or professional education, you learn by trial and errors or by being in the office. Here, in 700 days, you understand business formally. Through these inbuilt projects, assignments, and different methodologies, you get to interact in much more formal way with the generation who is regulating it. So when you get back to your business, there is formal information with you, you are prepared, and you looking for change, taking the family along. So this is, I think, we see our role in. We understand each business separately. We mentor, each student has a mentor assigned. Each faculty has around 30 students to understand. So we very closely understand each business, the need of that business. There is nothing called standard model. We cannot replicate Western models in India. Hence, it is important, and the school has played a significant role in hand-holding each student the way the business requirement is.
Wow, ma'am. So, ma'am, being the director of the school, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style?
Yes.
Well, you should have asked from my 4,500 plus alumni, a big number. But I personally feel the model that I have adopted is, I think I have been very approachable. I treat them as friends. I do not impose any regularity or any discipline in terms of carrot policy, but I make them mature. I think I feel that if I treat them with maturity, that is how they are going to see me. I have never maintained, I'm very, very closely associated with each of my students. And I am very active on social media, very, very technologically friendly. And I think we have effectively involved them. The methodology which I was recently awarded for the same from day one, because none of us in academics, if you are a family run business, if you are into business, you're not a professor. And if you're a professor, you have not run your own family business. So there was a big gap. Not many family businesses are documented. We have few cases which we used in our teaching effectively, but because of several issues and family businesses at times not being open to share their details, we do not have enough learning data. We do not have enough case studies in-house to understand, and also many of them are very, very possessive about sharing their methodology. So what we did, we made them stakeholders. So the leadership that I followed was involve them. Let's learn from them. So we learn the orientation which is given to faculty whose teaching is each student is your role model. So we have effectively, alumni have been involved in designing our courses. Alumni have been effectively involved in delivering business challenges. Alumni have been playing a very strong role in sharing their journey and some of the basic components, like how do you take family along, how do you bring in change, how the change is made to accept, how do you talk to your great grandparents and grandparents and your parents and try to tell them that what you're doing is innovative and is different from what they have been following. How do you use modern methodologies versus traditionally self-structured methodologies? So I think putting in very simply, I have learned from them. What I am today is because of them. And each day's learning, each incident that I've shared with them, each family has given me something or the other, which was effectively translated in the program, in modules, in courses, and that was used to orient faculty. And I think that's what makes it special. So we did not impose management science that was available to us. We did not replicate Western modules that this happens in America and this happens in Europe, so this has to happen. No. We respected the value system, and I'm very proud to share that our students, if more than 55% have given us startups, it was alignment of their own businesses. It was extension of their own businesses. It was adding on to their own businesses. They did not move away from their business. It was not that they left families. None of them. We do not have any, barring 1% who preferred to work because their business was more of trading, and they said that we would like to work and get back. But many of them, after learning at the institution, have gone back, looked at diversifications, vertical, horizontal additions, tried new things using their ecosystem, tried to use the network which they have established in the college to build in new businesses. And I think they are very positive about it, and they're very happy to become. So I think, I don't know whether I was clear, but the methodology that we adopted was learn with them, make them an important. So I think Surabhi must have shared with you, we were rated very recently by AACSB, which is the highest academic accreditation body for, and we have been termed as 2020 the most challenging inspiration. Why? Because we effectively learned from stakeholders and we effectively involved. So it's a very independent model, very India specific model, very much, to mention here, this model I think was successful because we have several, our 72% admission is largely by word of mouth. We just have only one press release, and we have same family giving us 5 children, or at times 7 was children. So the entire family, I mean, the entire group is educated at NMIMS Praveen Dalal School. So I think that's what makes us feel that the leadership I followed, each faculty going to the classroom is oriented. We spend a lot of time in sharing with them to take the cases where the students can relate, where the students can have sense of belongingness. Student can understand that what you're teaching is something what they're facing at home. So I think most important is knowing from them and converting it to management modules is what we did.
That is really commendable, ma'am. So, ma'am, what do you think should be Praveen Dalal's top priority or the goal over the next 5 years?
It's a big question, Niyati. We have gone aggressive. I am sure that the task ahead us is challenging, because when we get back post COVID, we are blessed to see the new world. Okay, now we very often use this word that this is new way to go, but let me tell you, new way to go definitely will be challenging. And how open we are to learn and how open we are to embrace this change is what's going to matter. Okay, so if I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, uh, time will be difficult. But as early as I am reactive and I take actions, probably that is where it is all going to make a difference. It's not only to family businesses, it's almost to everybody today. Whether I'm in teaching or I'm in any other profession, how strong are you to analyze that things are changing? How friendly we have become in last 5 years. There was a time when I felt that I have to go to Belgium to crack a business deal. Today I'm so comfortable doing it online. So people will have different methodologies, people will have different, the reach has gone up. So I am preparing my team that the competitiveness with which the students will come back, so there will be shift in our curriculum. The curriculum will have to be more contemporary and relevant, keeping in mind, like after your interview, I have a session on marketing, which is marketing understanding consumer perceptions post-COVID. So we will have to bring in relevance. We will have to redefine our methodologies to teach. We will have to rework, because everybody today is under pressure to get back and to get going. And at that point in time, unless academics change, okay, we bring in change in our theories, we bring in change in our examples. And unfortunate part is this has happened. This era will face it. Probably the next generation will learn from this. But then this is the time each one of us is going to create a history. And this history will be a learning dimension for years to come. So I think we have to be more contemporary to match up the requirement, so that we create a remarkably strong history.
Truly said, ma'am. So, will you please throw some light on extracurricular activities conducted at Praveen Dalal?
Well, at Praveen Dalal, we have various dimensions. So we have academic, because, network is the essence of any business. So if you have strong network, it is said businesses do not happen in four walls. It's your ability. So at any given point in time, we have roughly 400 plus entrepreneurs on campus. And we have a strong database, as I'm mentioning again and again. This figure fluctuates because sometimes we talk with executives our weekend, sometimes we do not consider. Why? Because weekend and full-time MBA has to be documented differently. We work in three dimensions. When we talk about academic curriculum, so where all your debates, all your current situation analysis, case studies, quizzing, students debating on how their businesses, sectoral special, so the impact on manufacturing is far more higher than chemical traders. So this becomes an academic curriculum. So we have lots of activities so that students learn from experts, from domain specialists, from their peers, from their parents. We also have a series whereby we invite parents. Like just the other day, we had a parent who came and spoke about pharmaceutical sector and how pharmaceutical sector is going to see boom on immunology aspect. So learnings from parents. Coming Friday, we have the owner, promoters of Wagh Bakri Chai talking to them about expansions, their growth story. So this becomes academic. On non-academic front, we have several, they play soccer, they have all kind of this. And I'm impressed, and I would want to mention here that I was amazed to see Football League happening online just 2 days back. and they were playing and they were working towards it. So this becomes their sports and their personality. So Niyati, it is actually, Nikita, it's actually holistic development, because you need to be good. An entrepreneur cannot keep themselves confined to only newspaper, or cannot be confined to reading. Unless you have versatility in you, you can talk about dance, you need to know everything. And that's what the school focuses on. So there are dance shows, there is singing. Also, we focus very high on international meetings. So our students are connected to entrepreneurs of Belgium, entrepreneurs of Italy, entrepreneurs of Spain. Their startup concepts, quite possible. A startup idea generated by a student in small town of Leuven in Belgium probably see the application in Ahmedabad of India. So we connect them, and this platform has been rated very, very useful by the students. Not necessarily all business ideas are applicable to your respective country. They can be seen anywhere else in the world. So through this international forums, lot of my students at the age of 23, 24 are exposed to so-called Dunya Mein Kya Ho Raha Hai, and where can I look at. So we are directly, indirectly grooming them, not only to remain confined to small cities, but also. So when you talk about Atmanirbharta, or when you talk about Make in India, we do not only refer to city. It is get the best, because you have the ecosystem. You are living in small towns, and my students are not only from Delhi, Mumbai, so-called, they are from the interiors. So if a student is sitting in Bhilwara or Sardar Sheher, can play a very strong role in bringing in change. And I'm very proud of this. So this holistic development, where we sharpen their personality, not from individual only management science parameters, but from an overall perspective. So tomorrow, if you are talking to a Spanish guy, you need to know what is Spanish culture versus Indian culture, because businesses worldwide do not happen only on business talks. It's how well you are able to connect. And I think at school we do this. I'm very proud to say that this year, if we are allowed to, I don't know, maybe coming next year, we will complete 28th international tour, where the maximum number of students who accompanied me are 106 and minimum 76. So this, if you can imagine how many young entrepreneurs have traveled till 2021. And this, if I'm saying the number, you see how many of them were exposed. So I'm very confident of the fact, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, 5 years down the line, these boys who have seen. We came back, just to mention to you, Nikita, we came back on 14th of February 2020, okay? And what was this? We were in Italy, and we studied garbage management for 3 days. A group of 70 students were taught the best practices being used for garbage management in that country. Isn't it relevant? Waste management is the problem. So we are trying to look at those areas where these guys can play a very strong role in making India powerful, easy to operate, and a strong nation.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, so as you mentioned that Praveen Dalal take care of the holistic development of their students. So what has been the significant contribution of alumni of your school in the last 20 years?
Last 20 years, Nikita, phenomenal. They have played role. Many of them have set up, like when you say solar, when you say waste management, when you say infrastructure, when you say bringing in dams and bringing in, they have gone, they are everywhere. So some of the finest, so when you look at infrastructure reality, when you talk about Trump Towers, he's our student. He got India the best. When you talk about redesigning the, reworking on the highways, that it is done by our students. When you look at snacking items, most hygienically made, our students. When you look at PPE kits today, a very large number. I mean, I think over 20 of them have sent me their masks and said that we have gone into something like this, which is as good. So it comes to, I can just share when Prime Minister started on Make in India Drive, many of my students in the Facebook, when I put that post and I said, guys, this is an opportunity, they wrote and they said, Seema ma'am, we made in India. So whether it was waste management, whether it was solar power, whether it was infrastructure, whether it was transportation, whether it was biogas, whether it was rural development, bottom of the pyramid, I think they're everywhere. They're everywhere. The best storage facilities, transportation. I think one of our students, the others said, they said, we are working on putting up nice logistics and supply chain methodology for medicine in Raipur. So I think they have gone into organic farming, healthy food. Many of them have gone into health-related restaurants. So I think it's everywhere, Nikita. Your question is well asked, but these small players play a very strong role in their own respective regions. Just imagine a student coming back from a small town called Pali and then setting up waste management there. I think that's where the transformation happens. In Bombay, Delhi, it will happen. But when you come from cities and towns, which are tier 2, tier 3, and you bring back the best technologies there and use your ecosystem to get into it, I think that's what has been remarkable. So percentage is much higher. Around 58% of them have looked at expansion in more positive and contributory way.
It is quite actually remarkable, ma'am. So, ma'am, it brings to my last question, that do you have any suggestions to the current youth and the aspiring students?
I think many of them, see, as we say, this is a lost generation. Okay, why? Because they did not get the opportunity to go to school. They did not get the opportunity for a number of time to meet friends. They did not get to party because education happens beyond four walls also. So this generation at times feels a little dejected, when I see them online. So they have not seen the aura of the faculty. They are taking classes online, though we are trying to give our 100%, but has challenges, okay? So there is something called physical presence, okay? There's something called physical connect. There is something called which happens. So touch and feel has been missing. So but I also want to appeal to younger generation. Look at this. This is an opportunity, time to stay back and do what we could. I have done. I think my productivity has gone up by 60%. Things I could not. The other day, young band, some 19-year-old doing an online band. I don't think they must have ever thought of this. They must have never thought of playing Antakshari online. They must have never thought of dancing online and doing fusion, but they did it. So this is the time to experiment. This is the time to learn new ways. This is the time to test. This is the time to redefine yourself. This is the time to reinvent what people thought would never change. How many of us felt, okay, that I would live without going to a restaurant for 4 months and eat healthy diet? I think this was the most healthy period. We slept on time, we got up on time, we did everything. So look at it positively. This is the time which was sad, which was depressing, no doubt about it. But then there is a positive behind, there's a silver line. You could read, you could write, you could do what you want. There is a time to relook, tap the potential in you. And many of you have done this. Many of my students came back and said, ma'am, I could never pay attention to this and I have done this. So to my appeal to younger generation is, you are creating history. You are blessed because you saw something where you could contribute. You are the people who would lead the change, because now the world will be different. I am very confident that I just had a class the other day, Nikita, and I always thought that class was going and having 60 people. The other day I held a conference, there were 300 people, and everything, rather there was a representation from a town I didn't know that it existed in San Francisco. So my point is, world is now in your hand, in that small mouse which is on your table. Relook at it. There is no boundary. There is nothing called now this stops here. So I think you have to look at it. It's the only question is, how strong and how prepared are you to embrace this change? And how strong are you to change and adapt to it? Those who are adaptive, those who are accepting, and those who are ready have done it. And I think you're looking at new world, you're looking at new expectations. Everything has shifted, whether it was your academics, whether it was your theories, whether it was your being contemporary. So I think it's new era that you're experimenting, and it's new time. So you guys have to be prepared. And I would only say you're blessed. You saw it happening, and look at it that you were lucky to see the change. So I don't feel depressed. I feel that I could see this is the generation. Nobody, we taught so many crises. Did we ever calculate this crisis? We did not. And small crisis, we spoke about much bigger crisis. And this was one virus which brought the whole world. And don't think about your speed. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the whole world. So speed is not pull for you. It's whatever is happening all over the world. So this is the time now to run. And this is now time to experience what you can, how different you are in doing things. So it's not about doing different things, it's about doing things differently, and that's what is going to matter today. So I think, Nikita, I'm very positive. I'm sorry, I'm very positive. This happened. It was sad, it was negative, but I think the generation today has a new look to life, a new perspective to life, new ways of valuing life. We never, I still remember, I and my children, we would go out to eat and all of us would have been on the phone. I think I have bonded well with my children in this 4 months. And they never saw me working. So now when I work, they come with much more appreciation. I have never imagined my younger daughter, who always thought that I was a worst teacher, coming back and telling me, Mom, you work so hard. So this was the time we realized relationships. This was the time we realized how important is your family to you. This was the time when you realized the potential of each member of the family. You realize how good is one to take the pressure. Use it in your favor, and lead your passion tomorrow with much more stronger and more contemporary way.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. It was really an enriching experience. Thank you so much for interacting with us and giving your precious time for College Dunia.